Okay.
Just over 5.
Okay, hello and welcome. There's a Hindi song I'm reminded of. What is that song? I'll get to a little later, but I'll give you the context first. The day started with us celebrating the bravado, the bravery of Rishabh Pant. We were all standing up, clapping for what he did, which indeed was a brave effort. So it started on that note where it looked like India had come determined after a so-so day one. Day two, they thought they'll make it their own. But the day has ended with a morale-shattering bowling performance and conversely a morale-boosting batting performance from England. And that now takes me to the song that I was thinking of, which is Kya Se Kya Ho Gaya. Have you heard that song?
Yes. Kya se kya ho gaya.
Where it started and where it has ended.
Terrible day. One of the worst days where every bit of India's nightmares played out.
No, one of the worst day in this series.
In the series, yes.
One of the worst day, you're saying as if an Indian cricket.
Exactly.
There you go.
You've
Now
had
it is just adding on to that worst day.
You've had a couple of such days, no? You had one such day in Leeds.
In this series?
Yes.
No.
No, where it was totally demoralizing.
One day in this series where you were staring down the barrel. You are down and out.
See, Lords, you choked.
Lord's final day as well.
No, you choked
lost
there.
But you're not down and out. We were here sitting, everyone 50-50 chance. Somebody went with this 51-50. The whole series has been like that from the day one. You lost the first test match also. But throughout the test match, every time there's a chance you can do it. There's not been a single day this series. And we are into the 17th day of test match cricket in the series. It's the first day of the series where
everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for India.
Yeah. The most one-sided day in the series. I can't remember a single day in this entire series.
Because see, at Leeds also,
moments have happened, sessions have gone up, down, some teams have made a return, something has happened.
See, Leeds,
Not like
it was poised on a knife edge. It went into the final
You saw
hour
a
of the
couple of
session.
centurions from England as well
Doesn't
in the
matter,
same
no.
innings, right?
You had piled up runs.
Yeah.
You're never behind. See the context. You have also piled up 400. You've had centurions. You're sitting pretty on top of Mount Everest. Now the other person is also coming up. But you're saying, I'm also there. Yeah. So you're competing at that same level. This is, and this has been a gripping series. But this is for the very first time you're sitting in a test match where you're looking for a place to hide. Any team, it could have happened. It just so unfortunately happens that it is the Indian team. The first time where a team is looking to hide, as in there isn't something, we're looking for a miracle. Tomorrow could be that day where, somebody comes out with an outstanding bowling performance. But otherwise, this is for the very first time that there has been a big gap between the two teams. I agree, in Leeds also England piled up, but you had batted first, you had piled up that much runs. In Lords also it was close game, low scoring, yes you were losing wicket, but there was always hope. All you need is a 50-60 run stand, which is always within your reach. Where you're sitting now at 225, they are just 133 runs away from your first inning total. There's nothing happening in the pitch. You've seen your bowlers also perform as they would. I mean, even if I go by conservative estimates, and I'm not looking at either extremes, I'm not looking at England have the most outstanding day, I'm not looking at India have the most outstanding day, just looking at a very normal, conventional day, looking at how the match has panned out. I mean, you're looking at England getting a minimum of 300 runs more from here, and they've almost got 250 with just 2 wickets, but I'm saying, okay, that's 325 runs, that's 550 runs. From here on, if England get anything less than 500, they shouldn't be happy.
Yeah, it's panning out the way how the 2023 Ashes match happened. Similar kind in Australia made about 320, 330. England piled on 590. And Australia had to be rescued by the rain Otherwise, they could have very well lost the series 3-2 as well.
The
But
only bright thing in that match, if you look at it from India's point of view, is that Australia in the second innings piled on 300 plus, close to 400. They were going. So
Labuschagne hit a century.
yeah. So, I mean, that's the bright thing, that in case India were to fall behind by 150, 200 runs, whatever, in that time of the test match, batting didn't get that bad. And what we are kind of expecting here is also that the pitch might not break up, because there's hardly been any sun, overcast conditions most of the time. So batting may not get that bad as it happened in Lord's.
But you know, England now have got the best of the conditions. Because already you saw in the final session, it was very sunny. Day 3 and day 4 are expected to be the best days. Hardly any rain. Day 5, if it goes there, there is rain predicted. But by the time day 3 and 4, with exposure to sunlight, the pitch will start to break up, and it won't be easy. That's why England are looking at the mantra, like what Nikhil said, bat first. I mean, bat once, bat huge.
Yeah. And going back to that, you know, you'd asked me at that time when we were here sitting at tea time that, you know, early days, ball might change. What is it that... and at that moment, I thought that England are going to be looking at batting once. And it's a rare thing for me as well to, like, you know, really stick your neck out, because you can sometimes look very foolish if you say that. But just the way they came out to bat and the way the Indian bowlers were looking, that is precisely the reason that sitting at tea time, no matter how much hopeful I'd want to be of India's chances, it just looked like that the worst is about to come for India. It's just how Crawley and Duckett came, and even though I had a nasty comment to make that why it's looking like that is because if Crawley is looking so comfortable, you know, it doesn't augur well for you know, imagine when a Root comes or
and look, Root is already looking in good touch. He is now only about, I think, 20 runs away from becoming the third highest run getter in Test history. He can go past a Dravid and a Callis in one go.
So let's get down to what really happened in that final session. England sitting overall at 225 in just 46 over.
4.9 run rate.
Almost 5 runs and over. Baseball standards, though they're not saying it anymore, because we've seen now through the series they batted differently. But I think what England is showing is that they're batting according to situation. So when situation is demanded that they dig their heels in and be a little bit more cautious, they've been like that, batted at 2.5 as well per over. Suddenly, if they've gotten conditions where the pitch is, you know, good enough to bat, there is clear skies on top and it's good batting condition, they've gone on to 5 and over and 6 and over, in fact, at one stage. So they've done that. They've actually respected the conditions and batted like that. My question to the two of you is, what happened now in the final session? Is it down to not some great bowling? Is it down to lack of plans? Or is it down to luck, where India, unfortunately, are bowling at a time when the sun god decided to smile and come down? Because this is for the very first time in the test match where sun was out and you could see some bright conditions. And throughout the time that India batted overcast conditions, then, you know, and it's also quite visible that the ball just wasn't doing anything when the Indian bowlers were bowling. There was no swing on offer. So do you think it was purely down to bad luck, or do you think the Indian bowlers were not up for it?
Option A and B that you put out. No plans. The bowlers just were found wanting. I mean, starting Anshul Kamboj. You gave the new ball to him ahead of a Mohammad Siraj. That itself raised doubts like, what is the plan? You have gotten a debutant. As we all know, getting the lengths right on your very first test in England is very difficult. You put him ahead of a Siraj, who's an established gun new ball bowler. And look at what he does with Ben Duckett. Leg stump, leg stump, leg stump. Gets worked away. Other bowlers also, barring a Bumrah. But towards the end, we saw even Bumrah, too full. He was driven down the ground. Siraj, too leg side-ish. And the field, hardly there was any attacking fields. There was a slip. But your bowlers just were not executing the plans.
I mean, to the field, I'd say, Siddhartha, once you start leaking runs, and you don't have too many runs right now, so I think the captain's hands are also tied. And there was nothing happening, like, you know, if there was lots of plays and misses and you're looking like you're just so close to the wicket, you still keep a feel like that. But the way they were in control of their shots and they were collecting boundaries,
his
you
bowlers
had to stem the flow of runs.
Gill's bowlers let him down big time today.
Okay, option 1 for him.
I'm looking at both options. I'm looking at its start, you know, after tea, I would say it was more of a case of the Indian bowling being wavered, including a Jasprit Bumrah who had given about 4.4 and over, something like that. But the others had gone in excess of 5. Siraj was going at over 6 at that time when we had taken tea. So that was down to wavered bowling that had given England some sort of foothold in this particular innings, and that let the two openers establish themselves and gain full control of what they were doing in the middle. That I felt was the story between in the second session. However, in the third session, I felt the pitch had just given up. It had lost whatever little life that it had. We saw only yesterday, 24 hours back, we saw Shubman Gill was done with that angle, with that little hint of movement. There wasn't a lot. It was more about the ball just going in with the angle that Stokes had come in with. But just that little bit of movement of the surface we saw on a couple of occasions. In fact, in the first hour as well today, we saw Stokes get that little bit of seam movement. After tea, just nothing. The pitch had lost whatever it had to offer, and suddenly it looked like a pitch that it looked like a kind of pitch that we saw in Leeds and in Birmingham.
So let me reverse the situation. Similar, just that England batted first in, let's say, you know, at this situation, it's India batting and England bowling. Same conditions on offer. Sun is out. You think the English bowlers also would have returned with similar figures? And
perhaps, because when we look at the two bowling sides, you look at India being the bowling side that can apply themselves much better. This is something that we've said about this Indian bowling lineup for a large part of this long series, that we've believed that this Indian bowling together as a unit have more to offer than the English bowling combined.
But I think the tables have turned. If it was England in this situation,
you saw Bryden Cast as well struggle.
Sure. I mean, see, they wouldn't have been 225 for 2 India. They would have been 160 for 3. I think Archer, Wokes would have shown far more discipline, and Stokes.
No, I think the difference lies in the batting. Indian batters got starts, something that we talked about earlier as well. I don't think this is a conversation for the bowlers that much. I think this is a conversation more about the batters. That's turning out to be the difference. Not one of your batters really struggled to get their eye in. All of them, and we've said it umpteen times, played significant number of balls, excess of 23, least was 23 was that of Shubman Gill. I'm talking about the first 6 batters, and one of them got a 50. 2 of them in fact got a 50. The other one was just a half-fit player who played. Otherwise, KL Rahul had gotten a 46. There were others who got a start. What you see with England and the Indian top order, the difference is that you've seen 2 batters already make it big, and this is the difference between the two sides as things stand.
See, I mean, while I'll concede that Indian batters got slightly, by the way, they're not impossible conditions because the pitch is very good to bat on. There's nothing there in the pitch as such. There's no sharp deviation or anything, so that should not be an issue. The only issue that has come is the movement in the air because of overcast condition. This is something you expected. While I agree that India comparatively had to encounter bit more swinging conditions than England. Day 1 was though less, day 2 slightly more. Okay, but I still have a feeling that if the sun had come out and the swing had reduced, there was still swing on offer, but not as much as when India were batting. I have a feeling that England bowlers wouldn't have allowed India this sort of luxury, and I'll tell you why. Let me run you through Indian bowling. For example, let's start with Anshul Kamboj. And you know, this is the issue with India, and I've said it many a times, that whoever is sitting on the outside, now we think, wow, he's amazing, we need to bring him, he'll come in, he'll do everything, without really him having done that at that level. You got to understand there's a big difference between what you do in first class cricket or IPL when you come to test cricket. So on what basis were you so bullish I don't know. So which is why anyone, and I was going through social media, so many people are so disappointed with Anshul Kamboj. I don't agree with them because they only raise their expectations in their mind thinking, I don't know what it is. I'm not disappointed because I really didn't make much of it. For me, he's a debutant. For me, he's just starting out. Okay, so I didn't expect the world of him. There are very rare moments that it happens. You have a dream debut and you end up doing it. I didn't expect that from him. I mean, that's the first thing that I can think of. But now I'm also going to look at his bowling. Maybe he gets better as the time progresses. But right now what I'm saying is, does he seem like the bowler now because of these conditions who can really, get you wickets when conditions will be like this? I don't see that. See, the thing is, he's more of a swing bowler. Whenever there will be some sort of movement, whether it is due to the ball that you're using or some deviation of the pitch or overcast condition, he'll pick you wickets. I think he has that skill. I completely agree. But I don't think he has that sort of an X factor. Firstly, he's not really high on pace. He's bowling late 120s, early 130s. That's the range that he's operating at. That's not something that will trouble the batter unless the ball is moving in the air, which was not happening for Indian bowlers. So is he that bowler who can really, be amazing when it comes to taking wickets? He does not. I haven't seen it so far. Maybe the pitches like that we'll see, like AajTak we saw right from the start. You knew that he'll be able to move the ball off the pitch, something like that. Secondly, again, that's why I said Prasidh Krishna may have gone for runs, but with Prasidh, you know that sometime he can crank it up. Remember, he bowled in Leeds, which was also a flat track, but found a way to pick up 5 wickets because he was quick enough. He'd get that pace. He can use that short pitch, a strategy which really backfired for him. But today I was looking at it. You thought that, moving conditions will get you wicket. That was not happening. But do you really have a bowler to go to that short pitch sort of a strategy? I don't think Anshul Kamboj is that bowler who can do that. Bumrah is that bowler, and that takes me to Bumrah. And I go back to why I think England bowlers would have performed much better, because your trump card is Bumrah, but he was not the Bumrah that you've seen. I don't know whether it is the amount of workload that he's had. I don't know whether if he's 100% or not. I don't know whether this is really so the Bumrah's, one major reason why he picks up wickets is because of that slight movement that he gets, slightly more than any other bowler off the pitch as well. Maybe because this is a sort of a pitch which is very docile, not offering anything from the pitch. Maybe that has, in a way, made him a bit less effective than he is. Whatever be the reason, he is not really operating at that level. And so him not operating at that level, Anshul Kamboj in these conditions doesn't look like a match-winning bowler. Overcast conditions is something else. Siraj also, with Siraj I'm not surprised because he can have these days. Some days he'll be very good, some day he can be, just about their average, and that's the kind of, performance that you got. So all of that put together, again, I know Jadeja bowled well. He picked you that 1 wicket as well. But then again, Jadeja in this entire series has had patches where he's bowled well. This is a pitch that is offering something to the spinners. There's that grip and turn. This one delivery, I remember, really gripped and turned, for which they checked, I think, Crawley stumping, if I'm not mistaken. That ball really turned. So the pitch is offering. But then you expect slightly more when there is something on offer from your bowler. So overall, I think Indian bowlers were below par. And then again, even if there is some slight movement, and this is what I said, English batters, I'm not saying this is an amazing English batting lineup and Indian batting is any inferior. I think it's very touch and go between both batting lineups. But in conditions like this, that's the home thing, home advantage. I'll put this English batting lineup slightly higher, and that's really the way it's playing out at the moment.
There was nothing called sustained pressure. We want, at least in Australia, what was happening. Bumrah was getting you wickets. But there, see, the pitches were helpful to him. That is why he managed to play 4.5 tests. He couldn't make it on the last day in Sydney. But here, barring Lords, he's had to bowl in placid decks, most of them. And as Nikhil pointed out, first innings, if you overbowl him, he's not that effective in the second innings. Twice there have been instances. Twice.
This time, maybe I'm seeing the brighter thing, not reverse. Maybe you can tell him to give his heart out tomorrow, because you may not bowl in the second innings. So, England may look to bat once, so that whole conundrum may not be there of second innings. So say this is one inning only. Give me 20-25 overs today.
See, now he's bowled 99.4 overs today. He's bowled in the entire series now because he bowled 86 until Lords, 86.4. Now he's gotten 13 more, 99.4. So now, effectively, tomorrow is the last burst you're seeing from Bumrah. if you want to expect some kind of a miracle. Otherwise, you can forget about it. Because today is the day when the test match shifted in England's favour. Your batters once again got starts, let you down. Your bowlers didn't bowl to a plan. Look at it, only 5 maidens in the entire 46 overs, which means no pressure, no plan, no consistent line and length. And there it is. Shardul Thakur going at 7. Mohammad Siraj going at 5.8.
Can I be honest? With Shardul, I expect him to go at
Yeah.
5 to 6 to 7. He'll always be expensive. That is one thing that you know with.
3 edges though, which didn't carry.
But that's what he does. No, he leaks runs, but he picks up wickets. But that's the gamble you take. Anyway, you've not taken him as an out and out. You don't play him in amongst the 3 bowlers. So you're only going to be playing him as a backup. His job is to get you some runs, which he has done, and maybe pick up wicket or 2. Yes, certain days he can pick you a lot of wickets, but I think as we said, the shoulder of responsibility for India not getting runs in the first innings was not down to the tail not contributing. More so with none of your top order batter getting these 90 odds that a Crawley or a Duckett has got. None of your batters stepped up. So that's the issue. Similarly, when I'm looking at the bowling, I'm going to look at my primary bowlers, and at the moment Washington and Shardul are not your primary bowlers. So your 4 primary bowler that you've gone with, your 3 fast bowler and your number 1 spinner in Jadeja, right? So these are the 4 that will have to do the job. Yes, on a given occasion I go back to a Washi or a Shardul and they turn their arm over and get me 2 here, 3 there, somewhere. I get lucky. But the job of really creating an impact has to be with my top bowlers. That's not happened.
Yep, it's not happening. And see, that's why I said it's the culmination of all nightmares that you saw on day 2 today. Everything that could go wrong for India has gone wrong. And somewhere down the line, I mean, either you don't have confidence in your batters or you don't have confidence in your bowlers.
I mean, I hate to say this again and again. Not after the event. Go back to our day 1 show. First show, lunchtime, day 1, not end of day 2. One name I had mentioned.
Kuldeep.
Kuldeep Yadav. I'm telling you, this pitch with the kind of grip and turn it's offering you, he would have given you another. Again, nobody can predict whether he would have had a good test match or not, but he would have been another viable option who can now save me in this situation.
He could have posed
They went
questions.
for these many runs. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Suddenly you need someone, with that 2-3 wicket sort of a burst that comes. Yep. He was that guy. Bumrah is still that guy, I know, but he's just been a bit down. But Kuldeep is that other guy. Siraj can be that guy, but I don't know which day is that of Siraj.
I mean, if memory serves me right, didn't Kuldeep take a 5-wicket haul in a T20 a year at Old Trafford in 2018?
Oh,
I think he did. Because, see, India, I think KL Rahul also, scored 100 in that. Yeah. And Kuldeep took a 5-wicket haul. See, it's a simple equation. England, in the history of playing cricket, wrist spinners have troubled them, irrespective of arm. Just ask the Aussies. Who troubled them the most? The late great
but
Shane
I
Warne.
think there's no point sort of crying over spilt milk.
Yeah.
It's been your philosophy.
For the second time we have been crying over spilt milk today.
It's been your philosophy for months and months now. You didn't play Kuldeep in Australia. You're not going to be playing him here. That is something that got established in the first 2 matches only. When we were crying after the fact that play specialist, we were told
Bits
by
and
this
pieces.
team, no, we're going to be playing with all-rounders. That's our mantra. We're sticking by it. It gives us success at times. It doesn't give us success at times. We'll see when it comes to oval. That is what you and I expect, that them to have a Kuldeep Yadav basis conditions, that for the first time perhaps conditions historically will demand that you bowl a Kuldeep Yadav. But looking at the pitches, there was evidence to have played him in the first 2 matches as well, but we never got an indication that he'd be the one to be playing.
I agree. I mean, whatever we'll say, it's in hindsight. Nothing changes. You go in with the team that you've gone in. Expected this team to do well.
When we were looking at the 11s as well, and we spent the Mondays when we were making the 11s, and barring I think the one combination that you'd come up with that featured Kuldeep, that was in a scenario where I
was going to play a batter
extra.
Yeah, whether it is
Jurel
or Karun Nair.
Karun Nair, yeah, that is the combination. Otherwise, I remember nobody in this room had picked up a Kuldeep, knowing, because this management is. See, it goes back a long time, where you've had this lack of faith in your batters? And where does this whole obsession for all-rounders
I may
come
add
from?
specialists.
That's what a specialist is being compromised, Siddharth, because you don't feel that the top 6 and 7 can do things for you. The moment that you feel that way, you need somebody at number 8 as well. Otherwise, number 8 should be your first all-rounder and followed by 3 3 specialists.
Yeah. So now if you ever need, Indian team ever needs reminding of why this is a flawed setup, I think this is the perfect test match to show them, because once again, your kind of all-rounders have contributed in batting, right? 6, 7, 8, right? But what has that done to you? It has not taken you to the total that you want. It's only taken you to a below par total. So you can only go to...
You can go to a respectable total, but you can't get points then.
Even if this is not respectable, that's what I'm saying. So it's not taken
It's not
you to
ignominious.
a big total. My thing is, this is the best lesson that even if that lower order chips in with whatever 30, 40, it's going to be a no help. You only make a match winning total when one out of your top 6 get a big daddy 100. That's the mantra. You have to go by that. So what is the point of having those many little contribution with the bat? And secondly, the other way around, you can take 6 bowling options like you have because of this. But on a given day when maybe conditions aren't helping you so much, you will need an out and out wicket taker who has that kind of skill level that can get you wicket. As I said, Bumrah is that one bowler that I do see, and on occasion Siraj is that one bowler who can do that. Everyone else have got it, and I'm hoping that they'll chip in with little bit here and there, but that's not going to do it for me, right? I would need... So if I, in fact, instead of getting little help from here, instead of just 2 out and out highly skilled bowlers, if I go with 4, all 4, then my chances of getting that kind of a performance increase. So I think if the Indian team ever needs to get away from that mindset that bits and pieces will do it for us, I don't think
that bits and pieces,
this test match will at least convince them they should.
My hypothesis is you went an extreme route following that whitewash at home. That was when you decided, chuck specialists, let's get bits and pieces and figure out how the combination is. That home whitewash really spooked the thinking, and common sense has taken a backseat ever since then. Specialists win new matches in series. I don't know which team carrying bits and pieces players has ever won new matches in series. Ever. On a consistent basis. Which team?
No other team does it.
But my question is, what is then stopping India from course correct itself? Now there's a change of leadership as well. Now there's a new captain. And I fail to understand how's it that we're not wanting to shift away from something that's not worked.
But your backroom staff remains the same.
But so this is where you need a strong captain.
Supposing if I have the same CEO, you are a new boss that has come, but then I have my ideas, but the CEO will override your ideas.
No, but Siddharth, if I'm leading the project, it's my way.
No, and also it's not CEO is right on top. For me in cricket, it's the captain who's the
exactly. See, even if whatever, the CEO may remain the same. If I've got a certain target to meet, then as the project lead, I will choose my means.
But then
I'm still representing the same firm.
Because if you're saying if the captain is the CEO is not shown up. Clearly, this is not Shubman's plan to inherit the same mantra that has
he's saying 20 wickets, 20
I
wickets. Then I'm sure he also...
I don't know. If it was, again, that's why I'm saying a lot of it is, conjecture without anyone. Then that way, Sai Sudarshan shouldn't have come in. Then, you go with the players that Gautam Gambhir is fond of. Sai Sudarshan plays alongside Gill. He's coming here. Karun Nair gets 3 chances, he plays. So if it was Gautam Gambhir, he should not have played. If it was Gautam Gambhir, then Anshul Kamboj shouldn't have come. Harshit Rana should have. So I think a lot of it is also assumption. Clearly, somebody has asked for an Anshul Kamboj, within the team over a Harshit Rana who was there, who is then perceived to be close to the coach. So if coach was getting everything, then Rana should have come. It's not happened. Not only has Anshul Kamboj come, and he's made his debut as well.
It is muddled thinking. They are trying to have a combination of the Virat era. They are trying to have a combination of the Rohit era. But they're not doing anything of their own.
See, I'll tell you the biggest problem is, and apart from this combination, which we can keep talking about, we have spoken about it earlier. The issue also with Indian cricket, and it's a serious thing, the amount of changes we keep making. See, you go through the BGT also, every time you're making some changes, right? KL Rahul is here, then he goes up, he'll come down. Jurel is playing one game, DDP is playing one game, somebody else is coming. You just keep making changes. This series also, it's a neck and neck series. Yeah, Leeds was a close game. Edgbaston was a close game. Lords was a close game. Look at England. No change. You and I may have gone on about Vokes, can he do it or not? He's playing. You and I could have gone on about Zach Crawley. Look, he's playing. You and I would have gone on about Oli Pope. Look, he's playing. You and I would have gone on about Bashir. He kept playing till he got injured. What England is doing, we are competing at that level. We don't want to have a muddled thing. We don't want to keep changing. You guys can keep saying whatever you want. You on social media, mainstream media, wherever, just keep writing. This is the team. And Australia also does the same thing. If you go, nothing, no moving about.
Stark,
Boland. Lost the first test match. They lost the first test match, Perth, right? Doesn't matter. We go on. Our team will continue. They will find a way. They will settle it.
They went with
In our case, that's what I'm saying. Little bit. Again, I go back to it. That's what I'm saying. Suddenly, Anshul Kamboj becomes this. If
Messiah.
you are continuing with the same thing,
generational talent.
you're going with the same set of bowlers, right? You have to just. If Prasidh Krishna was playing, he ideally should have. He may have had a bad game here or there, but so has a Crawley, so has a Oli Pope, so has a Bashir. But they continue with that, hoping. I mean, Ben Stokes didn't start on the greatest of notes, but look how he's gotten back into form. So they've continued. Similarly, with Karun Nair, you've gone with it, you continue with him. No, not at good 1 or 2, 3, 5 innings. Suddenly, no, now he goes. This one will come in. So I think you keep changing. I don't know whether it's outside. No, that's why going back to who's deciding. Whoever is deciding, and I'm guessing it'll be a collective effort, all of them need to be looked at. That what you should have done doesn't matter. We played the game in the first test match. We've competed. Let's continue playing. Unless there's a major injury like it happened in Nitish Kumar Reddy's case, AajTak's case, they are out. Then we make the change. Otherwise, our team continues. You're competing. But now you keep changing. Next test match will be a completely different
team. Yeah.
And boy, I'm going to tell you one more thing. It is the day the series is done and dusted.
Supposing even by the first session,
whatever you could do after that.
First session, if England have taken a lead
I still say India have only themselves to blame. This could have been a different situation altogether had there been not two big muck-ups. There was a huge muck-up in the first test match, which was, as people were saying aloud, and we said it here, it was the
third time we are crying over spilled milk here.
Unlosable match. You just could not have lost that one.
Agreed. But again, spilt milk.
Just
back. Today we were spilling milk like crazy.
Borderline criminal, whatever had happened in
of course. 835 with 5 centuries.
Just cannot.
Yeah.
How?
Which is why, England...
Despite all those goof-ups, Harshit, I'll still say that you arrived in Manchester with the series 50-50. Yes, England were ahead. But I'm saying till now there was no indication, which is why I said, there was no indication that one team has gone really miles ahead in this race. Remember, it's a marathon race. It's a 5 test match race, right? So when 3 test matches are done, yes, England were ahead, but you're in close distance. You're like, as the series was happening, with Leeds, England went little ahead. Edgbaston, you came there. Lords also close running, and they've gone slightly ahead. Till now, at least that's the feeling I had. To an extent, day one also, once it's ended, I was still thinking the race is on. Leads being changed. For the first time in this series, after the end of one day, I am seeing one team take a substantial lead in this marathon race of 5 test matches. Now I'm saying, not to say that India cannot catch up, but now I have to have that extra effort. They are no more in my, range that, just 2-3 quick strides.
Get your point.
And
suddenly
I catch
it's
them.
looking like David Goliath.
No, not even David Goliath, but they are far away. And now for me to catch up, I need a good sprint to reach there. It's not just like, sometimes they were in so much of a distance, I'll say, okay, just 5-6 quick stride, I'll catch up with you. Now they've gone some further away. I can catch it, but the thing is, if I now tomorrow try and catch them and I can't, I'll tire myself out by the time I get close, and then they'll pull out. So everything will be dependent on tomorrow. Tomorrow, if I don't catch them, if it's a day, and days can be topsy-turvy, if it's a day that belongs to England tomorrow,
then the series is done.
If it is 350 for 3 in the first session, game over. 350 for 3 in the first session.
Then of course, they're batting once, they're batting big.
Yeah. The same that Australia Ashes test.
Match.
Not happening.
Rain saved Australia. So will get into the rain.
That to last day, I think, right?
Last day, but same, like 56%.
Yeah.
You'll have one spurt of rain in the afternoon.
But we got lesser prediction for last day. I think 16%.
No, see now day 3, day 4 are clear.
There is
Next 2 days are clear. Last we'll see where it goes.
See, yeah. But it's already looking an uphill
Does it
task.
go last day? I'm just saying, worst case scenario, I don't wish that for the Indian. If England bat the whole day tomorrow, and even if they get dismissed, let's say, or whatever, let's say they get
finishing
dismissed,
with 5.
they're getting 350 runs tomorrow at the pace that they're going, 350, if they do, and let's say they're all out. So 350 plus 225?
Yeah, 575.
570.
All out, assuming.
With a lead of
done.
close to 220.
So now 220 at a chase, and you
And you got
forget
6
5
sessions.
Day, first finish day 4, then go to day 5.
Yeah. Firstly, it'll take you at least close to 2-3 sessions to eradicate the lead on a worsening pitch. Because tomorrow and day after will be sunny days. And the pitch will be baked.
So best thing for India, you first session onwards, you got to start picking wickets. You have to ensure that at best,
I'm fearing Siddharth.
a 70, 80
at the
run
moment,
lead,
whatever
that's
I'm
it.
trying to look at, even if I pick up the magnifying glass right now, I'm not looking at, unless of course I really get the blessing of the Lord and there is some sort of heavy cloud cover tomorrow. This pitch, at least how things ended, because of that, it's not extreme heat, it's not London
it's
level
cold,
heat
yes.
that the pitch will get
20,
baked.
21,
I have huge doubts that if over the 2 days with the little sunshine, that this is just pleasant sunshine, this is pleasant
No,
winter
Arshad,
sunshine.
pitch,
How
I'm not
much
even-
will it break? I don't see
I'm
it breaking
saying
much.
forget the pitch, even if it doesn't break. Once you're taken a 200 run lead, you're
Yeah, I'm fearing for the worst is what I'm saying.
no matter how the pitch is, you are behind the game and really for the
By a country
Then
mile.
even if you cross the lead, how much can you give the team to chase, right? So I think tomorrow it's
First
do or
session.
die. Before we take the question, let's spend some time for those of you who didn't join us live of the Rishabh Pant bravado that's being talked about. It's being praised by so many people. Sachin Tendulkar has put a tweet out. Right. Interestingly, I was just reading another thing just on that coincidence that Anshul Kamboj, who's taken his maiden wicket, that of Duckett. Congratulations to the young man. He's got a Northam guy as his first wicket.
Even Anil Kumble also.
Yes.
Yes.
His debut wicket 1999 in Manchester. Was I've forgotten who.
Wait, again, I'll just check it out.
Also from Northam.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was it Lamb? Alan Lamb?
Could have been.
Could have been. Because I think he played for Northampton. I'll just check. Give me a minute.
Could have been.
Yeah. Give me a minute. You guys can carry on.
I think it was. I mean, that's a massive coincidence if it is really that.
Yep. And yes, it was Alan Lamb.
There you go. So that's the coincidence.
Yep.
Okay. Word on Rishabh Pant, who came out despite fracturing his foot. The question though is getting a lot of praise, Anil Kumble comparisons and various other comparisons. But the one thing that is also people talking about, that did the Indian team risk him coming out to bat in that injury?
Was it going to change? See, even if he had minimal feet movement, he wanted to ensure he capitalized on the best situation that is there. Supposing you get a worst case scenario, 220, you're trailing, and you've already lost 6-7 wickets for 120 or 150. Will you get a punt then?
No.
I don't think so.
No, then it's a lost cause already.
No, so I'm saying fine. I agree that best batting condition, that's the only time he can expect to be scoring runs. Second innings, you might not even use him. The question is that with a broken toe, should he have come out to bat? I mean, are you risking something?
He's got a lengthy rest period after this. Because India don't play any form of international cricket, and the format that he's in, you're not playing him until October.
I don't think. I won't be reading too much into it. Also, like I said earlier as well, I think that consultation would have happened with the athlete as well. How fit he feels.
No, players sometimes want to push themselves, but they don't know what the future might.
I'm sure, but that would have happened only after the medical team would themselves have gone through the test results. We know he underwent scans, and I'm sure if there was room for him to go out there and play in the middle, then that conversation would have happened. If it was a straight away no, if the report said no, this looks extremely bad, we cannot have a Rishabh Pant go out there because this hurts him even more in the longer run. This is not good for him. A little blow here and there, and then the repercussions could be far-ranging. then the conversation wouldn't have happened. I think there was a little bit of room over there. That's why they would have then, after looking at the reports, had a word with Rishabh Pant, who was fine to go out there. And I was happy to see, while he's been advised 5 to 6 weeks of rest, Rishabh Pant, I didn't expect him to move as much as he eventually did. I didn't think he would be able to take a single out there or even rock back to his back foot, which on a couple of occasions he did.
I didn't expect him to be able to put his foot on the ground. With a broken bone, just putting your foot on the ground is impossible. Yeah.
He was writhing in agony yesterday.
But he walked and he batted and he even walked for runs. And moved his feet also.
So that's what I'm saying. Maybe there was that little bit of scope over there.
Maybe the medicine, whatever, science has improved so much that they have some of these special painkillers. Otherwise, I'm just saying anyone who's watching, and if he's had, I'm sure everyone has had a broken bone somewhere or the other.
Or as Ashish Chandlia had pointed out in the comments, that was good insight.
Fifth
metatarsal. Rather than the fourth
he could have
metatarsal.
transferred his weight on the other leg. That's what he told us. With the bat, it was difficult, more difficult is what he'd said. Because you need...
Yeah, so he's a doctor. So he mentioned.
Wow.
I don't know, he's already a doctor or is he a doctor
Studying
in the
medicine.
making? Whichever way. So that is some professional advice.
He's enlightened us for sure.
He has.
Certainly has.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Wow.
Rakesh Bhushan says, Nikhil, I agree, ball was not doing too much. Getting length in England condition is difficult, but bowling on one side of the wicket is taught in kindergarten. Not really kindergarten, but yeah, I get the point. India was spraying on both sides of the wickets and gave easy runs unpardonable. Agree. I think we discussed enough of that.
They bowled to the left, they bowled to the right.
More
I don't
left,
want to say the next.
More left.
Yeah. I don't say the next.
To the
line.
left-hander or to the right-hander?
Both.
That's why I said they bowl to the left, they bowl to the right. Their
Please
bowling is
complete it.
no.
I'm out of imagination, Siddharth, right now.
No, I am not going to do that. It's a family show.
Crowd sing this.
Yeah, I mean, a certain Mitchell Johnson would testify to that. How badly that song destroyed his confidence. So, yeah.
Rakesh also says that problem creeping up with Gautam Gambhir is that he's selecting players based on performance in the nets. Practice matches give you real feel of how a bowler batter is performing. It's a match situation. Why is Gautam wanting to start with such nonsense culture?
Practice game doesn't give you that simulation feel. I mean,
yeah, but it's a better way of judging than net practice. But then Indian team doesn't like practice games. No? Every time they're told that play a warm up, they don't do it. They play some, what is that? Intra-squad, which you can't see, which also, they don't believe in that.
I know.
They believe in net. Again, but also as I'm saying this, I keep hearing Gautam Gambhir, I don't think he's as influential as everyone thinks he is. Huh? Yes, he is also part of the decision-making team, but he is one of the 3 people I'm guessing who take these decisions.
Indeed.
The captain, the coach, and there's also chairman of selectors.
Who'd be the stand-in vice-captain right now? Jasprit.
Yeah. Jasprit will be the vice captain. Yeah, it is.
Possible.
Yep. Rakesh Bhushan again. England batsmen in home conditions still know how to bat. Indians in home conditions were awry against New Zealand. Nikhil, how long honeymoon period of GG will last? Will BCCI ask tough questions post England tour? Will he be chucked?
I think, you're right. There will be questions asked to the coach for sure. I think better time to answer this would be how India has performed in England. So once the series is done, you get an idea of how the team has done probably.
By October, will it be 1 year since GG took charge? October, before the West Indies tour, which begins on October 2. Would he have completed 1 year as the coach?
Yeah. He started...
for the Bangladesh series, right? Yeah, he was there for the Bangladesh series in August.
Yeah.
Played the 2 tests.
He'll complete.
So he'll complete now.
I think then the honeymoon period is probably over.
Yeah, of course. I think
there's
that
so many matches. Honeymoon period. What you don't always have to look at duration. Look at matches.
See,
but I think it's also fair that 1 year is something that you look at.
You've had so much of cricket eventually.
That will always.
But he's won Champions Trophy also.
He has.
So I split coaching.
Possible.
But
I don't think the Indian cricket setup really likes this.
They never liked split captaincy.
Right now
but
they're busy organizing Asia Cup with Pakistan, so they have no time to look at
Yeah. September 7th.
No,
7th.
fortnight.
7th.
Fortnight?
That's what I read in the report.
August 4th it's ending. The test match is here and then directly after a fortnight they'll host
A
Asia
fortnight,
Cup.
yeah.
7th.
7 September, yeah. Statistics said, with only 2 results possible, should India resort to bowling wide out of batsman reach and trying to take wickets and leaking runs with 130 lead? I think
Nowadays they start calling wide in test match cricket as well.
I think you've got 2 guys who won't do those kind of foolish things. In a Root, of course, but Root has proven us wrong in
No,
the
I
past.
don't think India is going to be that negative at the moment. I guess this is also gone out of test cricket. Doesn't happen as much as it used to happen there. Yeah, you could make it slightly tougher.
Yep. Anuj Sharma, things that stand out for me. India have been fairly unlucky in this tour. They have not played their best 11 in any of the 4 tests and in the Aussies.
No, but what denied them in the first 2 test matches?
Yeah. Not unlucky.
Yeah.
It's been unwise. That's the word you're looking for.
Yeah.
And if you think dropped catches are unlucky, I'm sorry.
Also, yeah.
In your control.
You can just, the little bit of not being lucky that he talks about could be the fact that you have not won a single toss. That's all the luck that's going against you.
The most unlucky thing was Mohammad Siraj having the perfect defense, but the ball rolled back and clunked that bail.
That little speck that was there that made the ball jump.
That is the most unluckiest visual that you could have in this series. That's about it. Ashish Dhar. GG selecting best batting 11, not best 11. Indian team of the 90s used to select best players. Kumble played all matches in Sena, irrespective of conditions.
That, I mean, Ashish, you're right. We've discussed that. Got to go with your best team. Best batters, best bowlers. And we're not saying it now. I think we've said it so many times our tape is kind of worn out as well. We've been saying this from BGT now.
Yeah. BGT.
Yeah.
Bits and
We've
pieces.
said it more number of times.
Yeah.
Then the amount of Sena runs that
Certain players have
not taking any
taken
notes.
into context and all that.
Asterisks.
Please. Yeah. Vivek Singh is saying, India plays home, we say spicy pitch. So our average is down. But when England batters perform at home, we say home advantage. So play spin against New Zealand better. But then Vivek
But we
Singh-
decided to spice up those pitches, right?
Yeah. We decided to create traps so that we only could fall into it. Isn't it? That's the discipline we lacked.
And if you look at England, they are not preparing typical England pitches.
Huh?
They're playing to their strength.
Exactly.
India has never played to their strength, my friend, in the past couple of years.
No, it has worked for India, those spinning conditions. Also, see, that you were undefeated at home says a lot. I mean, New Zealand is an aberration there. Otherwise, you were undefeated.
Yeah.
It's worked
12 years you are
No,
not.
but the fact that while that's a very good example to give, what it hides is the fact that considerably and consistently you've been getting poor against spin. You were in a hole in Bangladesh as well if it wasn't for Shreyas Iyer.
You had close calls in 2 BGTs against Australia at home. In Pune and in Indore. You had
Yeah,
to
142 you couldn't chase, yaar. Mumbai,
147.
147.
Yeah. You couldn't. On a flat deck, you got out for 46.
Sandar, Ajaz Patel, these guys are ruling the roost here.
Of course.
pitches well.
Terrible, yaar. I mean, Kuhneman got 8 degrees of turn on the
But
first
how
hour of
many
day
batters,
1.
we talked about it, Siddharth, at that time. How many batters showed that gumption to play spin as well? How many batters did you see dancing down the track, used their feet, rock back on the back foot? We didn't see any of that.
Yeah, we did. Oh, that horrendous test match in Ahmedabad. Oof. 1.5 days.
1.5 days.
That's it.
Akshar Patel was Bradman there.
He was straight gone. Aksar
That match was more like a video game.
Yeah.
You know, PlayStation 5, you playing FIFA, you playing, you know,
If you want,
R2O, okay, it's a perfect finish shot.
no, you need not create edited highlights. That was the highlights. Straight, bold.
Easiest highlight package. to cut.
Yes.
Crystal Days wants to know, don't you think too many masters in Indian team, chief selectors having meetings every day with coach and players, England and Australia selectors don't travel with the team? That's not...
George Bailey travels with the Australian team.
I was just going to say, yes, their selectors also travel.
Rob Key has been seen.
Yeah, they do. That's not thing. I think this is an unfair criticism. Earlier they used to not be there. It used to be like, why is the selector not there? They're chilling here. If they're not going to see what is happening on the ground, how will they take a call?
I think until Lords, the entire BCCI dispensation was there in England because all our teams were there. The women's team, the under-19 team, the A team, and even the senior team.
The vice president was also there. So many office bearers were there, in fact.
Secretary, everyone.
Yeah.
Exactly. Lagavulin speaks is like saying from the US, India has themselves to blame for allowing series to get to 2-1 and potentially 3-1. Our bowling talent pool is slim at best and lack of faith makes it worse.
I agree with the lack
+1.
of faith bit. You are ready to throw somebody under the bus after 1 game, 2 game. As I said, look at England, they've continued. Bryden Cars is playing now. Vokes is playing now. Getting the
also,
job
different logic. You see, you at least had the patience to stick with a Karun Nair for 3 matches. You run out of patience with Prasidh Krishna after 2 matches?
1. Now I'm just saying Shardul also, if he doesn't have a good game, 1 game, whatever, so did the ball out. No.
And he'll not play at his favourite venue then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Statistics again. Stokes does the toss.
This statistics hit.
No, but it's the second time.
Second comment. No? Stokes does the toss without hiding the coin.
I want to know from Statistics, Sid, why has he kept his name there? What is it that you say that smells of being a sadist?
I really don't know. Beats me. It is a known fact that coin lands more often than not on the other side. That's why some people win more toss.
I don't know that theory. What is this
what
theory?
Is this theory?
It's basic probability. 50%.
No.
Always.
It's like heads I win, tails you lose. That's the basic assumption.
This is the first time I'm hearing that.
No.
And even if you've heard it somewhere, please don't buy such
Science
logics.
theory.
WhatsApp University logic, don't buy. Yeah.
Still, I don't know. Big Boys Toys. I think it was up. Yeah. First Indian Test coach to lose 3 Test series on the trot. No, I think we answered that question yesterday also.
Yeah, who was
in the 80s and the 70s also there would have been coaches.
Big D.
Yeah, no. We have. Oh, they weren't coaches at that time. There used to be managers.
Managers, yeah.
Bob Willis, I think, is the first one that we start getting. I think Bishan Bedi. You had started. But
I think even
I'm just saying the concept of coach came in.
John Wright also, I think, after winning some, you lost certain series also. If I'm not mistaken.
But you would have had 1 series at home.
Draw,
At home, you would have won.
You would have won.
That used to happen.
No, maybe in the BGT when Australia won at home, maybe in that period.
2004.
4-5, You lost at home, no? At that time.
Australia.
Yeah, maybe prior to that and after that. Who was in 2000?
4-5. India went to Bangladesh around that time.
That was 3-4, that period, where we won in Bangladesh, we drew in Australia and we won in Pakistan.
Correct.
But 4-5, in that period, towards the 5
after
period.
that, India went where? They went to West Indies, they won.
6.
So 5-6. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe.
West Indies, they won. Then they went to England, 7.
What about the 12 period?
When you lost to England at home.
England at home, and prior to that you had lost to Australia 4-0, and then you had lost to England 4-0.
But I think the coaches were different.
Maybe that happened with Kirsten and this happened with Fletcher, Duncan Fletcher.
Yeah, may have to just check.
We'll have to check. I think, it's a good question though.
No, that Kirsten left after the World Cup.
Yes.
So then 12-13 wouldn't have been under Kirsten. Maybe Fletcher was there all throughout.
Fletcher.
Possible. We'll check.
Could be.
Yeah.
After that 14, I think Ravi Shastri came in when we lost 3-1. So
England first he came.
Yeah. Could be.
When that whole pushing
Trent Bridge fiasco. Anderson Jadeja.
Yeah. That's when Shastri came.
Yeah. Lagavulin speaks. It's a team in transformation, but lack of confidence in specialist player is more a choice. Indeed, a poor one. Put accountability on player to get result.
Yeah, I mean, it's a team in. again, transition, I completely agree with that, no denying that, but I'm saying, and again, it's not going to come as a massive surprise if India lose the series. I mean, I had envisioned that anyway to begin with. There's a reason why Indian teams struggle to win in England. Best of our teams have struggled, but with the way they played and the opportunities that they created, I think if they had just gotten a few things right,
Correct.
in terms of their selection, approach, who knows, you could have won the series. This is what
You've let this one
difference.
slip.
Yeah.
It's the series of, it's called the missed opportunity series.
It's not 2014. Eventually, even if
It is called the Anderson Tendulkar series.
Missed opportunity series or slow overrate series. That's it. Nothing.
Eventually, how will history remember this series? History will remember this series for the eventual scoreline. And the eventual scoreline could be as bad as it was in 2014. But when you talk about it, will the margins and these nuances that we look at, everything could have been so different about the series.
Yeah.
History will forget it.
Of course they will. Paramveer Singh from the UK saying on 22nd, saw the team in the hotel there. Body language was so poor with 350 plus 4 plus 2 bowlers team should have come hard today. Seen on ground, they have fear. That's what Paramveer Singh is giving a ground report from there.
That's a very interesting perspective from Paramveer. Thank you, Paramveer, for that, because he's there.
Body language, yeah. That's the thing. Mr. Shekhar.
So see, this is what we discussed. If you remember, after Lords, it was, sometime a heartbreaking loss can either fire you up or really pull you down.
Deflate you. I think Siraj's PC that day, I think, showed that their body language was deflated.
Yeah, so
They are still carrying that hurt.
From Lords.
Yeah. They were hurt. Let's be no mistake about it. I mean, see, 193, you had batting until number 8.
you would have to say that whatever I've seen of the Indian team in this test match compared to the previous 3 test matches, they've been flat.
Yeah,
Compared to what I saw of them in the first 3.
correct.
Both days combined, day 1, day 2.
There's a spark's missing for sure.
Yeah.
The spark was there until day 4, before they came out to bat. After England gave it back to them, it's gone flat. The aggression backfired. England took energy from that. India just lost it. The soul left them there. That's why you see they're here flat. Absolutely flat.
Mr. Shekhar GTN from the US says, no disrespect to Jasprit Bumrah, but Stark is the greatest in 10 years.
Test
No
matches,
disrespect to
yeah.
you and Stark, but I don't agree.
Best in tests. Agree.
Shil Berry, the editor of
Course.
Telegraph, wrote a piece on 20 greatest pace bowlers of all time.
He rated Bumrah higher than Stark. The number 1 bowler.
Who was number 1 in the list?
JB.
Jasprit Bumrah. Who was number 2 on the list?
Stark.
Waqar,
Stain.
Malcolm.
Malcolm Marshall.
Malcolm Marshall. Whoa. Wow. Over a Malcolm Marshall. Wow.
I don't agree with the list entirely because
Yeah.
I think Stain is 9 or somewhere.
No Donald.
Donald, I think, is there at 12 or something. I'm not sure, but I'll just check. But
None of those great West Indies bowlers in the.
I have to check the list. But
Shieldberry.
McGrath is there. Stain is there.
This is only Pacers.
We won't have time, so 3-day turnaround. After the series is done, there is.
See, 1 day post-mortem, 2nd day playing 11, 3rd day mega preview.
Mega preview. Oh, but that's what. Short turnarounds are always better.
Some 1 day we'll have to do Asian Cricket Council thing also. Schedules getting formed up.
Oh yeah, that's also there. Prashant Singh, Stokes is just different, man. Gill should not have messed with him. Most of Indian players get angry just for camera. If you remove them, they will play naturally.
That's an interesting hypothesis. But on the word of Stokes, what an effort today. 5-4, man. 5-4.
Yet again.
5-4. Can I say something? In a series that has arguably the greatest fast bowler of all times in Jasprit Bumrah, dare I say that the best bowler on display this series has been Ben Stokes.
Yes.
Overall,
Yeah.
would you say so?
What a gladiatorial effort in Lords
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And also Leeds. He broke the game open with the ball first at Leeds.
Yes.
He had a
Where did
very
that collapse-
off day in Edgbaston.
Where did that collapse start from? It was inflicted by him.
Yes. And Please, next time if BCCI want to schedule a series in England or any team, don't schedule a match on the July of 14th. Please. That's when you encounter peak Stokes. Don't ever host a match on July 14th. Please. July 14th only you lost that Lord's match by 22 runs. So,
Okay, Mr. Vicky Lalwani has sent a super chat directly.
oh,
Directly. Super chat directly means something else.
So he wanted me to read his comments. I'll read it. He says, horrible captaincy by Gill, and I've been watching him very closely. Today, why start with slow medium Kamboj and keep the best bowler of series Siraj at first change? Mr. Lalwani, we already discussed that. Siddharth brought that about. No words spoken by Gill to bowlers. He is not going up to them and trying ideas. He's just standing in slips and calling out their names. Add this to the wrong field placings and the gaps so many. We discussed that as well. Though not in full agreement with you. He's saying, why is nobody talking about the leader who's incompetent? So what if it's a new job? Our job is to point this out every day. Why become a captain when you hardly feel or seem like one?
he's going to find out the hard way that captaincy is like a thorn, a crown of thorns when you look at it. It's not a crown that everybody wants it, it's a crown of thorns. He's going to find it out the hard way.
But again, as I pointed out, Mr. Lalwani, if he had seen our show from where it started, I don't think you're in this position right now because of lack of imaginative captaincy. At least that's what I feel.
Your unit has failed you.
Yeah.
Simple. One particular unit has failed you more than the other. Ashish Dhar, comment of the day. Pant got hit the same way Ismail got hit in Lagan. But Ismail didn't.
Did not see those memes?
Of course I saw, but Ismail didn't play a reverse sweep. Come on, he got hit by a Yorker on the toe. But that's where England, I think, lost their mind. They should appeal for LBW. It was plumb LBW. He didn't go for an LBW.
Who?
Ismail.
Achha, in Lagan.
Lagan.
Here, England did appeal.
Yeah.
But there was a...
the inside edge. But yeah,
that time they did not DRS.
there was that. No, Pant did a Guran and became an Ismail. Guran was the guy who did the reverse scoops and everything.
Paddle or whatever.
Yeah.
Ramp.
That's called hitting the horse. Stop. Right. Rohan Verma. Yeah. Why is BCCI so eager to play the Asia Cup when they don't even take the tournament money? And why are we still waiting for government clearance? Are you joking? What can we say? There has been an entire video done today about this whole situation.
I mean, Rohan, what can I say? We are as surprised as you are. And this is a question that needs to be directed to the BCCI. And
the government
as of and the government too, but right now the permission hasn't come, so we'll keep updating you with what is happening. But the question here, what Rohan is asking, why are you even going to the government for the permission? That's step one. And now that you've gone, we'll see what the government.
Because now BCCI has become an NSF, so they'll have to go via the government.
No. I'm saying if you decide to pull out, you don't need to go for any. That's
Also,
what
these
I said.
hosting rights are with you.
Yeah,
Call it off.
You could do that. And if you in any case, let's say you are in watertight agreement or you're in a bit of a soup because of whatever you've signed, and you are seeing that might cause a bit of a problem. Then I'd like to see what the government also says. What happens in the eventuality the government says no, you figure out a way to deal with that, right? So let's see what happens in this. So that's why I don't want to pass a judgment right now, because we do not know what is the eventuality. But yeah, if India does go on to play the Asia Cup, and that will be then that will be down on the BCCI and the government, and then we will definitely ask questions. I'd say that why, because personally, I went to Pakistan to cover cricket, and I got so much abuse and hate from people from all over. And now, players that pulled out who are ready to play the Legends
Championship of Legends.
Yeah, they also got abused and they pulled out.
Legends, yeah.
And so anyone and we are not even decision makers. We're not decision makers. We're just doing our job. We're employees. We do, and so as the players, they sign contracts. They're doing all of that. So they get abused. But now BCCI and the government and all are decision makers. So they don't have to, they're not working for someone that have to take a call, right? So, and if they go out and do it, then I would like to see what
Don't
folks
vent
have
the
to say.
frustration at us, vent it out at the key decision makers.
Yeah.
That should be the thing. Because if you are abusing all of us for just doing a job, then you've got your frustration in the wrong place. As simple as
That's why I'm saying I'll wait. Let's see what happens
let's
of
wait.
the Asia Cup. We'll find out.
So yes, that's the
Shivam.
way we are looking at it. It's not a good sign at all. So
Okay, last couple of questions before we wind up. Siddharth says, Nikhil sir, though we all know manager isn't a problem in Indian football, but do we find going back to Constantine viable, or these domestic coaches suffice? I would not be too keen on going back to
Stefan Constantine.
Yeah, no, I wasn't really a big fan of.
although I think it's Jamil who's in the forefront.
Jamil
now.
is quite a good coach, very good coach. He's done great job with
At the
lower ranked
grassroots
teams
level
and
as well.
gone up. So maybe yes. Indian football also going through a really bad phase for those of you who don't follow. But yeah, Jamil is a good option.
Yep.
And the third foreign coach that they have has also done very
Tarovic.
well with Kyrgyzstan or somewhere. They took them really from like nobody to very high up in qualifiers and so on and so forth.
Right.
So it's best to get coaches who's worked with these lower ranked teams rather than
I know the system.
correct.
Yep, Tarkovic, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Tarkovic.
Tarkovic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dev Pratap Singh Chauhan says, Nikhil, I feel Gill heard outside noise. Today he was silent. If it's natural, he shouldn't care and be aggressive even today. Actually, today he should have been proactive and chips were down. I agree with you, Dev, but I guess, for you to be aggressive, your bowlers have to be on top of the opposition. You have to have a day where edges, misses, batters are under pressure. Today, you'd look really foolish that they are completely in control. You are spraying the ball everywhere. They're scoring runs everywhere and then you're being aggressive. It just doesn't add up. Yeah, for a bowler also to be aggressive, he has to be firing on all cylinders and batters being lucky. Then situation also matters. Let's see tomorrow. I guess, the true test will be tomorrow, I think, for the Indian team.
Yep.
Final comment.
Aryan Karanwal. Problem is we show anger from face and word, but England and Australia shows anger with performance. All are saying that after Gill words and acting, which India performance declined and they were unable to handle pressure, but England and Aus can. Nothing more added to that. I've been saying it. That we react when the horses
They know how to deal in this currency better.
Yep.
Perhaps.
No one does it better
Virat
than the
Kohli would
Aussies.
disagree.
Yeah.
But he's not around right now.
No, but I'm saying, because
And-
you're saying
and-
Australia and England can.
And this comes
He's not
naturally.
Australian
I
or
don't think this
English.
can be taught.
No, see,
Yeah,
even
sure.
I think before Virat, I think the one who did it very well was Saurav Ganguly.
Ganguly.
But he was not like in your face sort of a thing. He was very
Calculating.
calculative, yes,
Yeah.
in his aggression.
That worked. If he had to take a stand, you would say, back off.
Absolutely.
You are doing it with my boys. I can't stand that. Steve Waugh, even he got intimidated by Ganguly in the BGT of 2001.
Yeah.
So why not?
True.
Yes.
Okay, on that note, we'll take your leave. Thank you so much for your company as always. With this, another edition of the Match Point comes to an end. Tomorrow, as I said,
At 5:30,
crucial. I can't stress enough.
Series defining day.
Series defining day. Look forward to your
by
company.
5:30, we'll all be smiles or it'll be all doom and gloom.
We never know. It could be here and there. End of the day, for sure, we'll have a clear cut India.
Yes, absolutely. So,
So,
okay then. Goodbye.
Join us tomorrow, 5:30, lunch show.
Yes. Goodbye, Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair. Eat your vegetables. Don't trouble your mother. Stay safe and subscribe. Lots and lots of videos today from Sports Today, including special interviews, plus the Asia Cup standoff, and now India-England. Bye-bye.
Check all of those out. Bye.
Yeah.